To get started, begin by plugging your foot control into the side of the machine and your power cord and turn the machine on. You're going to notice that you'll get right to a straight stitch and your light turns on the machine. Lift up the presser foot and slide the little samples out that came from the factory, and we're going to start by winding a bobbin. Now there is an empty bobbin right in here, so we're going to just take that out, and that's the one we're going to wind. And then I also need a spool cap for this particular thread. In here are where all your accessories are. And I'm going to just pull out that large spool cap. It's kind of nice. You can keep everything right at your fingertips so you don't lose them. When we work with thread, when picking thread, make sure you pick a quality thread. It really makes a difference. Your machine will thank you. It'll be easier to use. A lot of times there's going to be less lint. So if you have a very linty thread, maybe try something that's not so linty. When you go ahead and get set up for winding a bobbin, make sure that you only are using the bobbin specific for this machine. This is not a place to mix and match from machines that might have previously clear bobbins. And definitely don't put metal bobbins in. This machine is weighted for that lighter weight of the plastic bobbin. To set up for winding a bobbin, we're going to use the little guide that's right in front of the spool. That means every time we thread it, we'll always use this because it'll keep that thread coming off the spool evenly. Now, for winding a bobbin, there's going to be a little picture at the top, and it's going to direct us to go around this little pre-tensioner. It's a little button, little spring action, and we want to go around it counterclockwise. Notice I'm holding the thread with my left hand, so when I go in, I'm snapping it, clicking it underneath that pre-tensioner. If you don't get around it and it kind of goes real loose, your bobbin will wind kind of fluffy, and it's definitely not what you want. And so for threading the bobbin, or prepping it, we want to thread from the inside out. We want to come from the inside and then have the tail coming out the top side. Place the bobbin on the bobbin winder and slide it to the right. As you hold your thread straight up, you can step on the foot control and it'll go ahead and wind. Now if your bobbin is winding very slowly, make sure your speed control is up at the plus. That will help speed things up. Now if you let it hold on to this so it breaks off, up there it goes. Make sure that if you have a little bit leftover thread here, get in and clip it out. You never want to leave any tail sticking out above the bobbin. So I always wind a full bobbin. It always happens that if I don't, I always need more than I need. So I definitely want to fill it, especially if you have one of the bigger spools. You'll probably be using a lot of neutral colors, and that way they're going to blend, so you'll use them down the road. All right, just go until it stops spinning. There it is. And then you can clip the thread and slide the bobbin back to the left side and lift it straight up. Now here's a tip. If you lift this straight up and don't twist it or flip it, that is the exact way that it needs to drop down here into the bobbin case. As you drop it in there, the thread is coming off the left-hand side, which is identical to the picture shown right on the front of your machine. When you drop it down, there's a little groove, and we'll do a video much closer up so you'll see this up close. There's a groove about 6 o'clock. Make sure the thread drops in that groove and pull it up to the left side, about a 1/4 inch worth. That is the tension for the bobbin. Now, leave the door off because we still have to bring that bobbin thread up once we put thread in the machine and in the needle. Now, for the pre-tensioner, that is only used for winding a bobbin, so make sure it's not used any other time. Leave that thread in the first little small guide and then bring it behind this first guide of the sewing machine. Make sure your presser foot is up as you thread the machine. If it's down, there's areas that the thread won't get down and sink into. If you hold on to your thread at the top by dropping this down, you'll make sure to get it all the way as deep as it needs to go. Follow the arrow straight down. Then we're coming straight up with the second arrow. We're going to come in on the right side, over on the back, and down on the left side. When we do that, it drops itself right into the eye of the take-up lever, so you don't have to thread it through manually, which is nice. There's going to be a guide at the bottom of this housing. You're going to go ahead and put it behind there, and then there's a guide right at the top of the needle. So 2 guides before you thread the needle. There is a needle threader on this machine. Hallelujah, love it. It's going to pull a little loop to the back side, and once again we'll do a video on getting and using that properly every single time. To bring the bobbin thread up, we're going to use the needle up down button. Touch it 2 times. 1 takes the needle halfway down, and 2 brings the needle halfway up. Now, here's where you can just lift the little thread up through the foot groove, and that little loop is our bobbin thread. So we'll pull that to the top, and then take both the threads underneath the foot and to the back. Now we can place the door over the bobbin area, and then take a piece of fabric and test out our seam. Now, when we're testing, this is what we want to do. Fold your fabric in half so you have 2 layers. So always sew with 2 layers. It really gives you a much different stitch. Reach about halfway back here and lower the presser foot down on the fabric and start to sew. Because it starts with a straight stitch, you can just go ahead and start. And, oh, I love the sound of this. I love it. And there's a little cutter on the side of the machine that will help you cut it. You can use it from front to back or back to front. And when you see that the stitch is actually nice and even on the front or the back, then you have done it correctly. One of our customers names her machines, and this machine in her sewing room is called Half Pint. It is the perfect size. She uses it for when she travels. She uses it when her other machines are in use, like for embroidering, but it is just the right size. It is the full-size sewing machine into a little tiny body, and it really packs a punch.